a worker walks in front of a wheel loader with its bucket raised. From the operator's seat, that creates a huge blind spot, meaning the pedestrian is completely invisible. Without a horn or spotter, the risk of impact is almost certain. This shows the importance on why operators should always keep buckets low and why workers should never cross without clear eye contact. Safety zones exist to prevent exactly this. Two workers are walking when a forklift comes in with a huge load blocking the driver's view. He can't see what's ahead until it's too late, and one worker gets run over. This is why operators should drive in reverse with blocked vision, and why workers should stay clear of moving forklifts to prevent accidents like these. On this rainy day, the forklift's overhead cover makes forward visibility even worse. Two workers are standing in its path, but the driver can't see them. One worker gets struck, showing how dangerous blind spots can be. This shows that the pedestrians should always stay clear of moving equipment, and operators must slow down and use a horn when visibility is limited. A few seconds of caution can prevent serious injuries. In broad daylight, a forklift moves forward, but the driver doesn't spot a worker directly ahead. The impact sends the pedestrian sliding several meters across the ground. Moments later, others rush in to help. This shows why clear communication and awareness are vital. Operators must always check their path, and workers should never stand in front of moving equipment. One mistake can have devastating consequences. Here, a worker attempts to unload a small excavator from the back of a truck, but without proper ramps or safety checks, the machine tips and falls. Heavy equipment requires trained operators, stable ground, and the right loading gear. A single mistake during loading or unloading can flip a machine in seconds, putting both the operator and bystanders at risk. Always use proper ramps, secure the vehicle, and let professionals handle the job. This video shows a serious workplace accident involving a forklift. As the machine moves in reverse, the operator fails to see a worker walking directly behind it. Within moments, the man is struck and run over. Forklift accidents like this are unfortunately common when safety measures are overlooked. Clear walkways, trained spotters, and constant communication between operators and workers are critical in preventing incidents of this kind. In this video, the forklift tips over after moving with its forks raised too high and without a load. This makes the machine unstable and shifts its center of gravity, causing it to fall on its side. Forklifts should always keep their forks low to the ground when traveling to maintain balance and avoid accidents like this. In this video, a forklift is moving forward while carrying a large load that blocks the operator's view. With limited visibility, the driver doesn't notice a worker in front, and the machine runs him over. Incidents like this show the danger of operating forklifts with obstructed vision. Operators should always travel in reverse when their view is blocked and ensure the path is clear before moving forward. This video captures a near catastrophe, underscoring the vital importance of heavy lifting safety. The failure of the rigging, most likely due to improper clamping or overloading, caused a heavy metal sheet to slip from the crane. This highlights the rule that all personnel must remain outside the fall zone or danger zone under a suspended load. To prevent this, workers must ensure the use of certified clamps, perform thorough pre-lift inspections of all equipment, and maintain clear communication to guarantee no one is near the load path. This footage is a clear warning about forklift safety. The operator created a massive hazard by stacking material too high and too close to a worker, exceeding safe limits. Notice the instant collapse, proving the load was unstable. This is why exclusion zones are vital. Personnel must stay clear of unbraced, suspended, or high-stacked materials. Always ensure loads are stable and that the work area is properly barricaded to prevent serious injury. This is a classic and expensive traffic safety failure. The driver of this truck completely ignored the posted 11-foot 8-inch clearance sign, resulting in a devastating bridge strike. This violent impact is a reminder to all commercial and rental drivers. Always check your vehicle height against overhead limits. Failure to obey these signs doesn't just damage the truck, it puts public safety and infrastructure at serious risk. This video is a powerful warning about forklift stability. The tip-over was caused by two main errors: an oversized, unsecured load and the operator driving too fast over an uneven surface. Remember, a forklift's center of gravity is easily compromised. Always secure your load, drive slowly, and never exceed the machine's capacity to prevent a catastrophic tip-over like this. This dramatic footage is a jarring lesson in distracted or reckless driving. The driver fails to navigate a basic turn, leaving the roadway and violently striking a fire hydrant. The subsequent geyser illustrates the immense energy released in this type of impact. This accident is a serious reminder. Maintain focus on the road at all times, obey posted speed limits, and never underestimate the potential hazards of a simple curve. Safety demands your full attention every second you are behind the wheel. This video shows a worker falling from an elevated workplace, but he was luckily wearing a harness. Working at heights demands maximum attention to safety. Before operating any elevated work platform, or AWP, always perform a thorough pre-start inspection. This includes checking the controls, emergency stop buttons, and safety harnesses. Inspect the work zone. Ensure the ground is level, firm, and clear of debris. Look for overhead power lines or any objects that could cause a hazard when the boom is extended. Once in the basket, every worker must wear a full-body harness and be properly attached to the designated anchor point. Never stand on the guardrails, use ladders inside the basket, or climb out. Staying within the platform is the key to working safely. In environments with heavy industrial equipment and material, situational awareness is your most critical piece of personal protective equipment. Coiled steel is extremely heavy and presents a major hazard for crushing injuries. Workers must strictly adhere to designated walkways and maintain a safe exclusion zone around all operating heavy machinery, including overhead cranes and coil transport vehicles. Never assume the operator sees you. Fatal accidents often occur when workers enter the immediate operating area of heavy lifts or when material is improperly stacked or secured. Always confirm that all lifting equipment is properly rated and that loads are stabilized before moving. What you're seeing is a worker on a scaffold, but notice the platform. It's not a proper scaffolding plank. It looks like a piece of thin, untreated lumber. This instantly creates a massive, unnecessary risk. Just as the worker shifts his weight and places a ladder on the plank, the wood fails catastrophically. The plank simply snaps, showing it couldn't handle the combined load of the worker, the equipment, and the dynamic stress of movement. This is a critical lesson in construction safety. Scaffolding planks are specially engineered to bear specific loads, resist warping, and have a uniform thickness. Using a random piece of lumber is a shortcut that puts a life at risk. Never compromise, on load-bearing equipment. The few dollars saved aren't worth the cost of a severe injury or worse. Always use the correct rated equipment and perform a pre-shift inspection of your entire scaffold system. The video shows an employee handling a tall, pressurized gas cylinder near a rack of others. Compressed gas cylinders hold immense potential energy and can be extremely dangerous if mishandled, especially if their neck or valve is damaged. The scene is instantly engulfed in a violent, high-pressure discharge of gas, knocking over everything in the immediate vicinity. This is most likely a catastrophic valve failure, turning the cylinder into an unrestrained rocket propelled by the escaping gas. This incident highlights the vital need for secure storage and safe handling of all compressed gas cylinders. They must always be secured upright, typically chained to a wall or a dedicated rack, and transported using a proper hand truck. Never drop, drag, or allow them to strike one another or fall over. This incident is happening in a high bay warehouse where narrow aisle forklifts operate. As the forklift pulls a pallet, the entire column of racking unexpectedly collapses, illustrating a catastrophic failure of the storage system's integrity. The primary lesson here is the paramount importance of racking inspection and load capacity. Racking systems must be secured to the floor, often braced and routinely inspected for damage, especially to the upright frames and base plates, which are often hit by forklifts. Even a small impact can compromise structural stability. The result is not just lost inventory. It's a major crush hazard for workers and a domino effect that can collapse an entire aisle. Adherence to manufacturer load limits and proper anchoring protocols is essential to prevent this kind of warehouse disaster. A worker walks in front of a wheel loader with its bucket raised. From the operator's seat, that creates a huge blind spot, meaning the pedestrian is completely invisible. Without a horn or spotter, the risk of impact is almost certain. This shows the importance on why operators should always keep buckets low and why workers should never cross without clear eye contact. Safety zones exist to prevent exactly this. Two workers are walking when a forklift comes in with a huge load blocking the driver's view. He can't see what's ahead until it's too late, and one worker gets run over. This is why operators should drive in reverse with blocked vision, and why workers should stay clear of moving forklifts to prevent accidents like these. On this rainy day, the forklift's overhead cover makes forward visibility even worse. Two workers are standing in its path, but the driver can't see them. One worker gets struck, showing how dangerous blind spots can be. This shows that the pedestrians should always stay clear of moving equipment, and operators must slow down and use a horn when visibility is limited. A few seconds of caution can prevent serious injuries. In broad daylight, a forklift moves forward, but the driver doesn't spot a worker directly ahead. The impact sends the pedestrian sliding several meters across the ground. Moments later, others rush in to help. This shows why clear communication and awareness are vital. Operators must always check their path, and workers should never stand in front of moving equipment. One mistake can have devastating consequences. Here, a worker attempts to unload a small excavator from the back of a truck, but without proper ramps or safety checks, the machine tips and falls. Heavy equipment requires trained operators, stable ground, and the right loading gear. A single mistake during loading or unloading can flip a machine in seconds, putting both the operator and bystanders at risk. Always use proper ramps, secure the vehicle, and let professionals handle the job. While repairing the cover on the back of the truck, one worker overreached and fell from the metal scaffold. This incident could have been avoided through proper safety precautions and heightened awareness. In India, a worker came into contact with a live electrical source, causing a sudden explosion. This accident serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of working near exposed electrical systems without proper safety measures. During a beam installation, workers on scaffolding lost control of the structure, causing the beam to fall. One worker also fell from the scaffolding. This incident underscores the need for proper load securing, clear communication, and adherence to height safety procedures. During repair work, a vehicle on unstable supports began to tilt. The mechanic attempted to stabilize it by holding the wheel from underneath, but the vehicle collapsed, resulting in fatal injuries. This incident highlights the critical importance of using certified lifting equipment and maintaining a safe distance from unstable loads. A recent helicopter crash near the Caspian Sea coast in Dagestan claimed at least 5 lives. The aircraft, a Russian Ka-226, reportedly caught fire mid-air before crashing into an unoccupied house. The investigation points toward a potential technical failure, a critical issue given the identities of the victims. They were senior employees of the Kizlyar Electromechanical Plant, KEMZ, a vital manufacturer of control systems for Russian military jets. This loss is more than just an aviation accident. It's a direct blow to defense expertise. The crash underscores mounting concerns over the maintenance of Russia's aircraft fleet, a vulnerability often linked to the scarcity of spare parts under Western sanctions. You just saw a massive JCB excavator tumble down a Nepali mountain. That moment wasn't just bad luck, it was a predictable failure of physics and engineering. Excavators are top-heavy. When working on a narrow mountain road, the greatest danger is unstable soil. The operator moves the heavy arm to dig, shifting the machine's center of gravity far too close to the edge. Because many of these dozer roads are cut without proper drainage or reinforcement, the ground gives way instantly. This father made a major mistake while doing roof work using a ladder besides his house. He placed the ladder on top of the table, which caused large instability and no proper safety procedures, which caused him to fall down. Not to mention, he didn't have rubber ladder feet. This shows that we should follow proper safety procedures, even in the most basic work. Don't worry, he is fine. 2 workers begin ascending a ladder leaned against a wall, but just as they near the top, the ladder frame snaps at a joint, causing it to bend and slide away from the wall. Both workers lose balance and crash down to the ground. This type of accident is more common than you might think. Overloading, using damaged equipment, or placing a ladder at the wrong angle can all lead to structural failure. This accident happened in a hospital in India when they tried to transport a patient down the elevator, but it started moving downwards before they could all be inside. Luckily, no tragic fatalities occurred. This steel coil fell on a worker who was standing nearby, which caused him to get trapped between the coil and ground. He got immediate help from other workers nearby, but we need to mention that these coils weight about 7 to 15 tons each, and sometimes even 30, and is enough to crush human bones. This man makes a simple mistake of not seeing the vehicle making contact with the shelf. This shows that even the most simple mistakes can cause injuries. This sawmill accident was caused because they did not remove the wood after being cut, leading to the worker getting hit in the face due to the rotating motors catching the wood. This shows that we should take any materials out after being cut to prevent accidents like these. This industrial forklift accident was caused because of miscommunication with the driver of the truck, causing a major mess of the products on the ground. This accident could have been prevented with proper communication. Luckily, no tragic fatalities occurred. This accident involves a worker being mistaken for by the robot. The robot detected the person and thought he was a product. This shows that we should be careful with our surroundings and always pay attention. Don't worry, he is fine. This accident showcases an oil rig worker almost losing his life after a pole struck him from behind, pushing him off the ledge. Luckily, he was wearing a safety harness, which is mandatory in jobs like these. Three workers were carrying a metal platform when they failed to notice a wire lying on the ground. As they dragged the platform, it caught and broke the wire, causing an electric shock that electrocuted all three. This accident highlights the importance of workplace awareness and proper hazard identification. Always check your surroundings for potential dangers, like exposed wires, and never move heavy metal objects without ensuring the path is clear. Safety first. Small oversights can have serious consequences. When working with industrial mixers, the risk of entanglement is extreme. The immediate response must be the emergency stop. Every second matters. Entanglement injuries are severe and often preventable. The definitive safety procedure is lockout, tagout, LOTO. Never bypass it. Always secure the machine's power before approaching moving parts. This footage illustrates the extreme, life-threatening danger of heavy press machinery. If control is lost, the consequences of entanglement are immediate and devastating. The first response to any incident must be the emergency stop, E-stop, to instantly halt movement. However, to truly secure the machine for intervention or maintenance, you must follow strict lockout-tagout procedures. Never assume safety. Proper guarding and rigorous LOTO protocol are the only defenses against catastrophic industrial injury. This flash fire demonstrates the extreme volatility of fuel vapors. A vapor cloud finding an ignition source, like a static spark, can ignite instantly. Note that water would only spread a liquid fuel fire. The quick-thinking attendant grabs a dry chemical extinguisher, which suffocates the fire. By aiming the agent at the base of the flame, he minimizes damage, underscoring the vital importance of proper training and accessible safety equipment. The immediate collapse highlights the catastrophic danger of structural failure. This happens when formwork or shores cannot bear the immense weight of wet concrete. To prevent this, all supports must be rigorously inspected for proper installation and capacity before pouring.